What's going on, family? What is going on, family? So, um, sorry I didn't have this straightened out before I got on here, but that's all right. We're gonna ride with it as it is. Welcome to the Fighter Share Report, baby. It is Wednesday, 11 a.m. Ride with us for the next 20 to 23 minutes. We're gonna get y'all as entertained and give you as much information as possible. And we got a big weekend of MMA. So stay tuned. We're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with the big fight coming up, big boxing match coming up. Be right back. It can stay in the 30s. I'm good with it. 20s, 30s. I'm good with it.
I mean, when you got that natural insulation, bro, it's cool. I get it.
Real men come from the north, so we can deal with.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. That sums it all up. Let's
we can deal with the cold.
I'm saying these names not because they're essentially the best fighters out there, which we can make a case for Shakur Stevenson, definitely. They just look that much better than whoever they fight.
I think he might want to keep this thing on the feet and stay any way possible. Stay away from that guillotine choke. he was squeezing Buddy's face in the last fight and put him out.
Come on, dog. Let's fight.
Welcome to the Fighter Share Report.
Hey, family. Ride with me today. It's going to be a good day. Welcome again to the show. We got MMA everywhere. As a buddy of mine would say, we got MMA everywhere. Where you look, we got some MMA. So we might as well just jump right into it because, we don't want to run out of time in this segment. Listen. PFL, Professional Fight League, the third episode. And it's a whole tournament, baby. A whole tournament for, I forgot what was it $1 million? Or that's Bellator, they're fighting for $1 million. I forgot what they're fighting, but they are fighting for a title. Like every year, the titles go into a tournament in PFL. So this Thursday, May 6th, tomorrow night, don't forget, it's going to be on, the prelims are on ESPN Plus. The main card starts at 7. It's on ESPN2. The prelims actually start at 5:30. But the main card starts at 7 on ESPN2 tomorrow. Some of these names are going to sound familiar because some of them came from UFC. And they left. They felt like they weren't being used correctly, so they went to PFL and other organizations. But you got Fabricio Verdum versus Renan Ferrara. Gonna be a good fight. And they keep points. So if you're not active, if you just you could lose the round. I love this. Kayla Harrison is going to be fighting Mariana Moraes. We got Ali Isaev versus Hatef Moil. And we have Jenna Fabian versus Laura Sanchez. Now, you got to watch it because the way they do their scoring, they give you points for the number of strikes you land, even on the ground. So I love that. So you can't just hold somebody down for 3 minutes and beat them. You got to do something with them on the ground. If they hit you while they're on the ground, they get points. That to me is starting to even it out a little bit. That crap, that thing they call octagon control. But you definitely want to check that out, man. The PFL, Professional Fight League Series, It'll be on tomorrow, 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Prelims start at 5:30 Eastern Time on ESPN Plus. And Verdum, I'm telling you, Fabricio Verdum, great fighter. Great addition to PFL. Not much on Renan Ferreira, but, I believe it's going to be a good match. And again, it gets our fighting weekend started off proper. Like, oh my goodness, I had to go through the other ones. Bellator 258 is Friday. Showtime. I think it's 8 or 9 o'clock. Juan Archuleta versus Sergio Pettis. Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Jose Augusta, not Yoel Romero. Yoel didn't pass his physical. Patricky Pitbull versus Peter Queally. And you got Michael Venom Page versus Derek Anderson. A lot of these names again sound familiar. Gonna be a great card. Friday night on Showtime. UFC, Saturday night, Vegas. UFC 26. UFC Vegas 26. On the main card, right now we got Angela Overkill Hill versus Amanda Ribas. I love Angela. I love to see her fight, man. She's just constantly trying to come forward, throwing great punches, mixing some kicks in there. Hey, and you got Neil Magny versus Jeff Neal. Neil Magny versus Jeff Neal. Going to be another really good fight. There are more fights than that. Those are just two I'm able to really highlight on this main card. Saturday, I think it starts at 8 o'clock, the main card. All right, so, but tomorrow I'll have more exact times on that. We have Canelo de Mayo. He always fights around Cinco de Mayo. So, Canelo Alvarez. Suleiman Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. I wasn't feeling this fight in the beginning, but I am now. I can't wait to see this. It's gonna be well worth your time on a Saturday to watch this fight. This is gonna be a good fight. Of course, because Canelo's in it. I don't know if it'll go the distance. It should, but I don't think Saunders has fought anybody who goes to the body like Canelo. I really don't think he's fought anybody who goes to the body like Canelo. So, but Sanders is no pushover. He's a former world champion. He might still have a belt, might currently be a world champion. It's going to be one of those fights that you're not going to want to see the highlights. You're going to want to see what happens because Saunders is a character. Sometimes an idiot, but a character. So you're going to want to see what happens leading up to it, as well as the fight itself. Looking forward to this. I like Saunders' ability. He can box. He can fight. He can pressure. Against anybody else, he'd be the A-side pretty much in that division, except for I don't think he'd be the A-side against Jermall Charlo. But against pretty much anybody else, he'd be the A-side. But obviously, fighting Canelo, he's going to be the B-side. And I'm talking about in talent as well. Canelo's just fought too many people and still at the top of his game. His only loss was when he was 22 years old to Floyd Mayweather Jr. And he's been fighting so long, since he was 15. We think he's like 35 or 40. Canelo's like 30, 31. Maybe 30, I think. So he's still young, man. But he's mature as far as boxing goes. It's just, he lives it. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with his life once he retires, if he's able to retire. Or if he's like Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who just kept fighting, man. Just kept fighting and already is coming back to fight again. I had to shake my head at that one. But, when you see guys who they fought so many times and at the top of the sport, it's hard to walk away. So it's going to be interesting to see from Suleiman Canelo Alvarez, if he's going to be able to walk away at some point, or if his legend will be diminished for the casual fan by taking losses at the tail end of his career. Mind you, he's got a lot of time left chronologically. I don't know about his body because he's a great defensive fighter. And beyond the Floyd fight, it's never really been in jeopardy. I mean, they gave Triple G a draw against him. It was foul, but they did, and Canelo came back and beat him. But against Saunders, it's going to be one of them fights where you're going to be glad you saw it. You're going to be glad you saw Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Just because of the way both of them fight. Styles make fights. And it's going to be interesting to see if Saunders can get in and pressure and hurt Canelo, or if Canelo's going to knock him out on his way in. But you know Canelo loves going to the body. He had liver and them ribs. He's an artist at it, man. He's an artist at pinpointing it. So we'll see if Saunders decides at some point to get into a shell and protect his body, or if he really believes he's going to be able to sell out for 12 rounds and beat Canelo. I'm going to watch it. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. So Saturday night at the same time, I think around the UFC. Hopefully the UFC ends earlier this time because they're gearing up for their big fight, I think, next week. So tune in. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Now, we're getting ready to get into a subject. I forgot my partner had an assignment today before the producer put this on here. And I wanted to get his opinion, and I wasn't able to. Who has the most entertaining MMA organization right now? And I think I may put that away. We may go to another topic. I'm going to deal with it. If he has to comment, he can comment on it tomorrow. The UFC, I believe, is falling as far as the entertainment value. Now, you have fans back in the stands. It may pick up a little bit, but they were winning because everybody else was trying to do what they were doing. But now, Bellator has these tournaments. They got these tournaments, baby, for the light heavyweight championship. And the champion is in the tournament. So you could win the Grand Prix and you could win the title before you win the Grand Prix. They're hoping that the champion makes it to the finals for that $1 million bag, baby, for that $1 million bag. And if the champion makes it to the final, now the finals will be for the $1 million and the belt. Yes. So you'll walk away with the bag, a Grand Prix championship belt, and the light heavyweight championship belt. That's gonna be worth it right there. That's gonna be good. It's entertaining because we got a lot of people who used to be in the UFC, and you got a lot of young people who've made it to Bellator who are competing. And it's almost like saying, oh, this legend can beat this person. Well, now you find out. Now you really find out in that tournament. So right there, to me, that's ahead of the UFC because of the tournament. Now, it's tough because the UFC still has some, the people you're used to seeing in there. They have more visibility being on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and pay-per-view, being on SportsCenter and the different talk shows. Their fighters get more pay-per-view. The different podcasts that the UFC sponsors. It's tough, but Bellator is catching up. Now you got ONE FC, which I think they're doing a good job making waves here, and being on TNT. TNT really helps. They're not winning, but they're really showing up consistently every week. PFL. I like the way they've organized their tournament. I like the fact that You get points for striking, points for kicking. You know, and you those points add up each round. So it's not just the judges. They even have a fan poll on that. But when somebody takes you down, if you're active and they're inactive, you still get points. You still get points. So I like that. I like that format. I think if they can keep putting good quality fighters together and stay active and stay visible, they have a chance to really jump on the landscape, man. And come up and keep gaining on the UFC. Bellator, I wish they had gone on TNT or TBS or something like that. Or like Fox. With Fox, you know, I think the UFC's kind of tied in with, well, they're tied in with ABC. But I wish they had gone on one of those stations so it would be free TV. But going on Showtime is not a bad answer. I think they're going to gain on the UFC for that reason, because you're always going to be able to see them if you have premium cable. You don't have to buy a pay-per-view. You'll be able to see them on premium cable, and that is a great thing. That is a great thing. So we'll see how it works out, but I believe that that's going to help Bellator in the long run gain significantly on the UFC. Hey, if you guys got comments, if you agree or don't agree with what I'm saying, put them in the chat. I'll post them. I will. I do that pretty well. So, I said it. My 2 minutes. Okay. I don't want us to forget that in a couple weeks, we have the sentencing for Derek Chauvin. I don't want it to diminish the other things that are going on. I don't want it to lighten the other people who are being killed by law enforcement. What I do want to say, and I have to take the time to say this, Derek Chauvin, the people that were with him, the people that killed Breonna Taylor, they deserve punishment. You have so many law enforcement that put on the badge, put on a flak jacket, put on the belt, and they go out and they do so much good every day. I don't want to take away from that. I have friends who are in law enforcement. They go out every day, lay it on the line so they can come home and feed their family, see their wife, see their children, and live like a normal person off the clock. But you have those who have used law enforcement for evil, for their own personal gain, and they are making it look bad for everybody else. So yes, we do talk about that on here. We do give it an audience on here. But we have to, because we can't forget the atrocities that are going on. Just like we can't forget the men and women who really go out and risk their lives to be peace officers, not police officers. They go out to do a great job every day just to come home and live normally off the clock. We give a shout out to those that are doing the right thing, and we keep our eye on those who are doing the wrong thing. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate you riding with me. I've had a good time on here. All that MMA coming up. Just got to remind you, man, MMA tomorrow. PFL tomorrow. And that's going to be on ESPN2 tomorrow night at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You got Showtime on Friday. I think it's at 9 p.m. You've got Bellator MMA on Showtime Friday night. You've got the UFC Saturday night on, it's on ESPN Plus. Listen, you got Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders Saturday night. Big boxing match. Canelo de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo fight. So, and happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody out there. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I get paid today. I'm going to get myself some Mexicano food, baby. Look, checking on your people. Make sure they're doing okay. My prayers go out to my cousin Alan. I'm praying for you, bro. I'm praying for you. My mom, dad, daughter, wife, love you guys. Oh, I'm still here. Love you guys. I gotta get out of here though. Producer's telling me I gotta go, so I guess I'll go.